Hi, my name's Johnny L. and I teach relationship intelligence courses. And today I'd like to talk to you about one big step that you can take to turn conflict into caresses with your mate after a fight. Now, this is just one out of 6 steps, but it's an important one and it will help you get to caresses. So let's dive in. The first thing that you need to do to move to caresses after a fight is you've got to end the Cold War. Now, you know what the Cold War is. That's when you're both furiously replaying the incident in your head, making each other wrong. Who is going to apologize? You're waiting for them to apologize. Who's going to reach out? Will anyone reach out? That's the Cold War. And what you should understand is the longer the Cold War after a fight, the more the relationship damage. So you want to end the Cold War. And there's a very powerful thing that you can say to end the Cold War after a fight, even if you didn't start the fight, even if it's not your fault. So what's going to happen is after a fight, you're going to calm down. It will take you maybe 10 minutes, half hour, an hour, maybe 2 if you're really upset. And your mate is going to calm down some. Even if they're angry, whatever, after half an hour to an hour, they're going to calm down. Now they're going to be in the Cold War phase, waiting for you to apologize, waiting for you to say they're right. You're both doing that during the Cold War, which creates damage. So once you've calmed down, you want to reach out and say this powerful phrase, and you want to do it within an hour, 2 hours tops, because if the Cold War, if the rift between you lasts longer than that, it just can begin to create too much relationship damage, and it will lead to another fight really soon, and more anger and more hurt and pain. So once you've calmed down some, and once your mate has calmed down some, and hopefully this will all happen within an hour or so at the most, you want to reach out and say this very powerful phrase: sorry we fought, are you okay? Because when you just say that, there's no blame in it. There's no fault. You're not attacking your mate. You're not saying you were wrong for yelling at me or for starting the fight or for saying that rude thing to me. You're just saying, sorry we fought. Are you okay? And this begins to reconnect you and your partner so that you can move past the upset, heal it, and begin to move towards caresses. So even if you didn't start the fight, you are sorry that you fought, right? So you can honestly say, hon, I'm sorry we fought. How are you doing? Are you okay? And that's just to check in, and it lets them know you're checking in to see if they're okay. And that begins to dissolve the Cold War. It begins to end the upset, and it opens a bridge for you to communicate and move past the fight. Now, if you did start the fight, or if you did scream or slam a door or do some crazy thing because you were upset, you can just change that a bit and say, hey, hon, sorry I lost it. Are you okay? So either way, if you didn't start it, sorry we fought, are you okay? If you did act rudely and whatever, you can just say, hey, sorry I lost it. Sorry I screamed at you. Sorry I got so mad. Are you okay? But these statements really make a big difference, and they let your mate know that you are creating a bridge. You're reaching out. You're ending the fight. So what it takes is for you to be the adult. And when you reach out like this, your mate may need to vent to get things off their chest. Now, venting is a whole other course in itself. In a relationship, you get upset, and sometimes you need to get things off your chest, and so does your mate. So after a fight, there can be a lot of anger. So if you yelled and screamed at your mate, they may need to say, hey, I can't believe you did that. It is rude. It is obnoxious. I hate it when you scream for no reason. It was just dinner wasn't ready yet, or whatever it is. So if your mate needs to vent some, let them vent some. And your job is to listen. Don't argue or defend yourself. Just let them know that they're heard for a minute or two, and usually that will be enough. And if it starts to get heated, you can just say, hey, I just wanted to check in with you. Let's call a truce for now and talk about it later. So if they need to vent, it's okay. You can handle a little of that. And if you start getting, or if it starts getting hot again, just close it off and say, hey, let's talk about this later. I want to move on. So that is how you can take one big step to getting to caresses after a fight. You reach out and you let them know that you're okay. Are they okay? And after you do that, then you can begin to communicate some. Then when you judge the time is right, you can move towards caresses. You can ask for a hug, or you can give a hug. But the first thing you need to do is end that Cold War. And if they're really still upset, you might need to let them vent some. So all good. So if you only learn one thing today about turning conflict into caresses, make it this. Sorry we fought. Are you okay? When you do that, your mate is going to appreciate it. They're going to realize that you're holding out an olive branch, and you can both move past it and begin to move towards caresses. So if you just do this, try it after your next fight with your mate and see for yourself how powerful this is and what it leads to in your relationship. Did you find that useful? I hope so. Do you want more? I hope so. So there's a couple things you can do. Confirm your email, and I'll send you more free relationship intelligence that you can use to begin to love happily ever after with your mate. Because I'm passionate about relationship intelligence, so I will be sending you things that will help you have a more loving, intimate, thriving relationship. Now, people say that it's easier to fall in love than to stay in love. Whatever you think about that, you know, being in a long-term relationship, it can be challenging to stay in love, to keep the love alive and the passion alive between you. So the more relationship intelligence that you can get, the easier it's going to be for you to enjoy and thrive in your relationship. And we did not get any relationship intelligence in school. We did not get to take any classes on how to thrive with our mate in our love life. So there's a lot more to conflict resolution. There's a lot more to living happily ever after and loving happily ever after with your mate. So I just want to encourage you to keep learning. There's all kinds of information that is out there, and the more that you find out about relationship intelligence, the better your relationship is going to be. I'm hoping that you're interested now in finding out more about turning conflict into caresses. And if you want more information from me, there is a course called How to Turn Conflict into Caresses. And it's got the complete 6 steps in how to turn conflict into caresses with your mate. We just went over part of step 5. There's a lot of useful information before that step, and there's the all-important step afterwards of how to resolve the conflict and create a win-win resolution. Here's what you'll learn in the course. You're going to learn how to stop conflict dead in its tracks. This is amazing. Once you know this and start working on it, you're going to have less and less conflict, and you're going to be able to move past things and get to win-win resolutions very quickly. You're going to learn what 5-year-olds can teach you about resolving conflict. This is amazing. Once you understand it, it will shift the way that you relate to conflict with your mate ever after. You're going to learn how to deal with an angry mate because we didn't get any classes on that in school. You're going to learn how to create a win-win resolution and how to propel your mate towards caresses after a fight. You're going to learn how to stop taking conflict personally, how to let go of anger in moments, and much more. You weren't taught any of this in school. Now you can learn cutting-edge intelligence that will help you and your mate to thrive. And by the way, your mate does not need to take this for it to be of value. You can put this to use by yourself without them knowing, and it's going to make a big difference. So I want you to understand the course costs less than going out for one dinner with your mate. It's not going to be very expensive because I want you to have it. This is useful stuff that should be taught in school because it will help us all to have better relationships. There's a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and all you need to do is click the link below for immediate access. And when you click that link, it'll take you to a page with more information about the course, and you can decide whether this is something that you want to invest in to have a more loving future with your mate. Thanks for taking the time to learn some relationship intelligence that will make a difference in your love life. And I'm rooting for you, and I'll see you in the next video.